Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened there, but I will do as many parts as needed to get through this evening. So anyway, like I said, this is the our little grow out tank. Anyway, I'll keep moving. If you're just coming on, I did have another video I'm uploading you're welcome to look at before this one. That has a little bit more in depth on these guys, but like I said, these are my Firefish Dragon Blood hybrids that I am trying to enhance some color on. Figured both species are a hybrid already, so I'm not doing anything too off the wall. They're of the same species line, so I'm not creating a Dracula or a Frankenstein. Just trying to enhance color. Anyway, down here, this is a tank in process. These guys are just growing out in here for now. But what we have in here are some Regini. And as always, these little guys are legendary hiders. Come on, guys, where are you at tonight? Yeah, there's going to be turds tonight and not come out. But I have 6 of them in here. They are Taconican fish. Hence the reason I got so much rock and caves and whatnot in here for them. They like to hang in the rocks. God, I can't believe there's not at least 1 out of 6 out. But they do that. And there's other times they come in here, they're everywhere. But I'll move right along since they're not cooperating. Here's another tank that actually benefited from the old sale. In this tank we have lemon tetras, martingale tetras, 3 female betas that my wife got from one of our Greater Portland Aquarium Society meetings. I believe we have a super red bristlenose in here, as well as 3 or 4 little albino cories. These lemon tetras we did have breeding. We want to get back to that. Unfortunately, we just ran out of tank space. We did just set up another, I think, 5 or 6 tanks. So we're in the process of getting things going. But my wife did add quite a few of the plants. We got a tremendous amount of plants at this AGA. It was awesome. But there's one of the female betas. She's kind of a cool little girl. These beta fish are just neat little guys. We enjoy them. As long as it's three females, they seem to get along. The male we had to take out. We had 1 male out of the 5 we got, and he wasn't having any part of being nice, so he's in a 5-gallon by himself. I'm sure I'll make it to him before the night is over. But yeah, this is another tank we have. It's a 20-gallon long, or excuse me, high. Okay, next to this one, this is my wife's domain. This is my wife's little cherry shrimp tank, and she has a ton of these little guys everywhere in here. She started this with, I think, 8 or 9 shrimps, and I couldn't tell you how many are in here now. There are so many little babies everywhere, but I'll take it slow so you can home in. But basically every time you see red, that's one of those cherry shrimps. And again, lots of guppy grass. I think she does have a couple of balls of moss in here as well. Wood, and then sawasatang, and then a couple different Christmas mosses and whatnot attached to wood as well. These shrimp are thriving, thriving. This colony's only about 6 months old, and I'm sure we probably got at least 100 plus shrimp in here. Might have to cull some of these soon. We got these at the Greater Portland Aquarium Society from Chris at Multi-Tank Addiction. If y'all have never looked at his channel, he'd be a good guy. But if you like shrimp, or have never tried shrimp, they are cool little animals to keep. I catch myself tripping out on this tank quite a bit. Extremely peaceful to watch. All they do is just eat and swim. That's about all they want to do. There's another guy. But like if I was to pull this grass out, I mean, and shake it, there would be shrimp falling everywhere. But that's my wife's pride and joy. She loves her shrimps. Okay, now this is another tank that did end up with a lot of cool stuff in it. And for those that are familiar with my videos, this is another one of our pride and joy tanks. This contains our discus. Large, I mean large cherry barbs. And we also are keeping purple emperor tetras in here. Got Denison sharks. Some people call them roseline sharks. These roselines are a good 5 inches, maybe even 6, some of them. As far as discus, I've got large turquoise, blue diamonds, I guess are the official name people call them. And then we've got 2 real large pigeon bloods. Here comes my big boy. He always comes up to greet me. He knows who I am. I've nicknamed him Sylvester because he just kind of reminds me of a Sylvester. He's a cool fish. So he's going to go back and pick on... Ever since we put these blue diamonds in, these two used to be best of friends. Now they constantly are bickering amongst each other. I hope it stops, or I might have to find another tank for the blue diamonds because these two have always been good buds. The smaller of the 2 pigeon bloods, as you can see, have quite a bit more color. He's flaring his blues right now because the other one's picking at him. But these little blue diamonds we got are gorgeous. We picked these up from the wet spot down in Portland. If you've never been in a wet spot, I'd highly recommend it. They have awesome quality fish. Got to spend this weekend with those folks. Great people. So if you're listening, guys, keep up the good work. But as you can see, lots of different types of foliage and plants. A good portion of these came from the last one. I wish I could tell you which ones. I'm not as good with the plants as my wife. Anybody that watches my videos know I am a African cichlid type guy. So all this beautiful foliage you see would do me absolutely no good in my tanks. My guys would have this ate up probably in 2 days. But that's these guys. And like I said, if the video abruptly ends, I don't know what's going on with the YouTube tonight. I've had one that did that to me already. Don't worry, I will pick back up where I left off and continue the video. I do intend to show you every tank tonight, so you'll get to kind of get a feel for what my wife and I have going on. Oh, there's the puffers.
And then month 2, month 3, and then month 5,
Okay.
9, and then month 4.
Sorry, now my wife's going to be mad because we're interrupting her YouTube time with Corey at Aquarium Co-op. But as you can see, we got lots and lots and lots of cool plants. Maybe I'll have my wife go through on some other day with videos and she can give you all the breakdown of what kind's what. And you can see her gang of plant riding snails. If you watched her plant a tank video, you can... These guys like to ride the waves. But as you can see, everything is, I mean, we got a lot of cool plants. This is the tank that sits right by our bed. So this is what we get to relax to every night before we go to sleep. It's always the last tank off at night. But it's always the last tank on in the morning, so. My wife does keep a couple of nice Apistos in here. Haven't had much breeding with them yet. We haven't really even tried. This is more of a tank designed to just make us feel good. So we have this guy, and then there is one other. And then as you guys can see, she has a very large Pandagara in here. We have, I believe, 3 different types of Cories going on in here. We have albinos, eclectus, and false network, I think they're called. My wife was trying to help me out there. She's not feeling good. Oh, here's that other Apisto right here. Very gorgeous pistil, but he's mean as heck. He doesn't like other Apistos much. But as you guys can see, the array of colors my wife has, she's probably got the nicest planted tank in our house. I would say it'd be between this one and the discus tank. But she has done a great job on both of these tanks. Like I said, just wanted to give you guys kind of a view of everything tonight. Don't mean to breeze through every tank as quickly as I am, but just kind of wanted to give you an overlay of what we got going on after the AGA. Now, if you weren't able to make it up there, like I said, you have a second chance. This Sunday at the Moose Lodge out in Gresham, we'll have our Greater Portland Aquarium Society annual plant sale, so you do have a second chance to get plants if you need them. That will be at 3 p.m. like I said, at the Moose Lodge out on Halsey. You can go to Greater Portland Aquarium Society on Facebook, and there's a link there that will give you a map and directions and all that good stuff. But it is going to be a good one. And generally, there's other things for sale as well. I'm sure there'll be some babfish and a couple other things. There's usually a few tanks. I don't know if they're going to be doing that as heavily this one or not. I suppose if there's people bringing them for donation, they will. But to the most part, it's all about the plants. All right. Then on this side, we have Drogon the Terror. He is my growing out little black nasty. He's being an ornery bear tonight. He doesn't seem to want to play very nice. And a lot of hair algae. You have to excuse this tank. It's not the way we normally keep them, but this one could use a little glass cleaning. Water changes are done, just no glass. Anyway, moving right along. Ugh. And here, this is our main bathroom. This is my wife's 20 long. Now this is her Pride and Joy endlers. These are her scarlet red endlers. And again, this tank got lots of plant from our weekend adventure. Like I said, my wife's, with the fish she keeps, we always have lots and lots and lots of plants. See if I can find a good male. Yeah, lots of red. I think this one's got the double swords going on. Just real cool little endlers. Yeah, the thing I got really stoked about this weekend is I did get to meet a lot of my fellow YouTubers. I got to meet Corey from Aquarium Co-op-esque Whiskey. Let's see here, Alex. And what else do we meet? Let's see. Oh, we cannot forget Mr. L.R. Bretz and Lady L.R. Bretz, Sarah. That would be Lucas and Sarah Bretz. And we met Bentley. Like I said, Steve from Aquarium Co-op and his wife, Marcy. Not from Aquarium Co-op, excuse me, from the Wet Spot. Anyway, yeah, it was a great weekend. I will definitely go again next year. If nothing else, just for the people you meet and a great time. If you are an aquascaper, I highly recommend. They did a workshop this year that was amazing. I got to see some of the tanks that they did. Let me tell you, those guys up that way are no joke. They know how to aquascape. Like I said, she's got some cool endlers in here. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm going to click this here TV off. Okay, so this tank here is our grow out tank. I've got Obliquians, Kyoga Flamebacks, lemon yellows, couple of firefish, and I think we have some baby Kenyes in here too. But some of these guys are getting to where they need to go to market. I got to get a hold of a couple of my connections. Unfortunately, as busy as I've been, I haven't had time. But as you can see, some of these Kyogas are full of color. So, to the guys that buy fish from me, you know who you are. Be expecting a call from Mr. Kenny Edwards. I need to off some fish. So, Mr. Cameron, if you're watching, I need you, brother. Anyway, some of these Obliquians, now that I notice, man, that's not good when your babies are holding. Just notice that. I've got a couple females holding under here. They shouldn't be doing that already, but they are. Anyway, these fish are probably a good 2.5, 3, some of them 4 inches long. So don't normally take this long, but a couple of my sources have had lots of Obliquians, so I don't have them. The Kyogas I never have a problem moving. And these 2 firefish are going to stay with me. I'm going to put them in part of my stock until I get a few more choices. We're kind of hurting for females, and this little gal is definitely a pretty female. And then this little male I'm going to keep around because he is showing a lot of color. It's the only problem when you breed fish is you get attached to them. And then down here, guys, this is another tank. Like I said, the ones out here we didn't get to do much with. You have to excuse me. I don't know what the heck she fed in here tonight, but it is bad. It might be the wood again. That's probably the stupid... Royal Pleco is munching away on some wood somewhere again. He keeps doing that. But that's what Plecos do. They like to eat their wood. In this tank we do have these Platinum Angels, of which some of them are actually turning diamond scale, which I love that. Like this guy, I just wish his spinach was better. But he's starting to get a lot of the diamond scale in him, same with this one. So I think they're going to be beautiful. Can't wait to breed these guys out. But this tank's a rather active tank. I did inherit these little green tiger barbs. They seem to get along okay in here. We have a couple of Hillstream trouts. We did have 4 of them. Unfortunately, the other night while we were asleep, they found the smallest of a little crevice behind the light there that I wasn't aware there was a open section, because I know these things jump, but they jumped out. That was pretty upsetting. And my wife's little fish here, little geos. These guys are getting big. But I was hoping that we would have got lucky tonight and that Royal would be out, but it's not looking like we're going to get it. I know he's in here munching something because we got wood everywhere again. But like I said, that's our other little 55. Okay, this tank, guys, this is our angel tank. I have, I believe, 7 or 8 of these koi angels. Probably going to have to downsize some of these guys. I have 2 pairs definitely that have mated off and are starting to produce pretty regular. That's these 2 right in the middle here. And they happen to be 2 of the prettier ones in the tank too, which is nice. But all of these guys got quite a bit of red on them, which I like. I do have that one, I think they call it a blue diamond or something on that one too. Well, they're rather feisty tonight, these angels, so they must be getting ready to breed again. I also have a couple of really large, well, not real large, but decent sized clowns in here. And there they are. They're always camera shy. But I got those, and then I've got three or four Pandagara in here. And those guys are always working. I don't know if you can see this guy right here. That's what they're about. Always sucking algae off something. Great little fish. But yeah, these guys are cool. And like I said, if you're watching these videos, if for some reason it just blanks out all of a sudden, like I said, I've been having trouble out of YouTube this evening. Don't worry, I'll pick off where I left off and do a part 3. Right now we're on part 2. Okay, this is my smaller African tank. It's a 135. Got a little mixed bag in here. Some of them are probably going to... I'm not used to keeping Mimbunas with my peacocks and whatnot. And I do have a couple of real nice hops in here, as well as some Victorians. I am probably going to take a couple of those nicer Kyogas that are in the other tank there. I always try to keep a couple of my fish for grow out. This guy here is going to end up in that 55 I showed you in an earlier video. Like I said, these Mimbunas are vicious ass little fish. Excuse my language, I didn't mean to say that, but yeah, these guys are just absolute rotten as far as getting along with folk. I inherited these from a gentleman by the name of Ethan. I had a large Jack Dempsey. He had some Africans he wasn't interested in, so we did some horse trading, and then I had some others from another grow out tank I had in here as well. But this is a 135 gallon, heavily rocked, not a lot of plant. It's mostly plastic plants in here again. With the Africans, you just, unfortunately, I don't care how good you are and whatnot, you just cannot get them not to destroy your tank. But you do get a look at some pretty gorgeous fish along the way, so I think the trade-off is good. Do have this one Tropheus in here. He is the tank boss, believe it or not. So I make sure that I put some good plant-based food in here for him, because they do like that. And he does. I try to keep some of the walls in the back as well as the rocks with some algae on it, because he will go up and munch it right off the rocks. If you ever keep Tropheus, you gotta make sure you have some plant base in their diet. But that is my lower. Then go moving along. This is my big boys. These are my pride and joy. Got some very large electric blues in here. And these are my breeding pair of Bleakians. Going to be separated them here. Like I said, the pet stores have slowed down now on wanting the Obliquians, so can't really afford to keep feeding the little guys. So the best way to make it so I don't have more of them for now is just separate them. This also holds my breeding colony of lemon yellows. I've already got that male separated because they have slowed down on those as well. But that's the way the fish business goes, man. They're always waves. Oh, I'm going to have to open this back garage door open this evening. We had a rather warm day here, and I can see that these guys are getting a little hotter than I like them to be. But that's the nice thing about the garage. Just open up the garage door, let the wind blow a little bit in here, and they seem to do fine. Got this huge chocolate Pleco. He's a good 10 inches plus. Part of my cleanup crew in here. He's a monster. Now, I picked up this Mimbuna from my last Greater Portland Aquarium Society meeting. He is just a monster. He's probably a good 8 to 10 inch Minbuna. I think he's a red, but as you can tell by that mouth, he's huge. Then I also got one red in there with him just to keep him company. That's my Borley eye. Then this is a red shoulder, rather large Venustus. Now this guy back here, these are my pride